It's important that the members know those differences about the cooperative model because the cooperative model is governed differently than other forms of business. And that difference is that if you are a member, you are an owner, and you elect a board of directors, and that board of directors governs. So understanding that structure helps people work better within that structure.
So education is a huge part of that. You need to get the word out there. You need to explain that, co-ops are definitely to your advantage. It's something that is put together to benefit you. We always do our annual meeting, in which case we send invitations out to all of our members, and we give a briefing on what our financials are. It's an open format. They can post their questions, any concerns they have.
Throughout the year, quarterly, there's a membership newsletter that goes out to the whole membership. And we also do a lot of information via internet, email, through our website.
But what I find actually works the best a lot of times is just going to the front counter and visiting with them as they come into the business.
We keep our members informed primarily through word of mouth when they come in the store, and also our social media presence. We use a Facebook page pretty extensively.
We're starting to see a lot of the younger farmers come into the picture, and they like text, they like emails, they like where some of the older guys don't even want to turn a computer on. So, the biggest part with us is knowing our customer base and the best way to contact them to give them the information.
We're a growing co-op, and so we're bringing on connecting more members all the time. And we've really made a commitment to try to connect with those members and communicate with them on many levels. And so we utilize almost any form of media you can think of.
I think most importantly, when we have major projects, which we are always doing major projects in our fairly large area, we hold town hall meetings so that we can bring everybody in the community together to understand exactly what we're doing before we start any construction work. And we found those to be incredibly effective in communicating with our members.
The value in having them understand their ownership is they become more involved. They volunteer with some things that maybe need to be done. They shop more. They see the success of all of us working together to make it work.
Just like it's important to educate members on the cooperative model, the board of directors, because they are tasked with governing the cooperative, it's important that they really understand all of the intricacies of a cooperative. And the board of directors, in their governance role, has to be able to conduct meetings and make good business decisions for the organization.
What we generally do is when there's a newly elected board member, they get a binder, and it does have our company bylaws because most co-ops have some kind of a bylaw, and then it has the director of policies and what is expected from each directors. And then what we try to do, especially if we have a huge turnover in our board, is we try to reach out to somebody like the state of Montana and set up some training sessions so they get the full scope of what their responsibilities are, what I'm supposed to be doing, how we need to communicate.
We have scheduled training with the board at every meeting. So it covers fiduciary responsibility, conflict of interest, responsibilities of a board member, but also some training on the cooperative and some of the technical things that we're doing. But equally important is that our board is very active in our national and state trade associations. So they're interacting with other board members. There's formal training, there's informal training, there's best practices sharing among board members that attend these meetings.
So on the electric co-op side, there's an X number of courses they need to get to be certified as a credentialed co-op director. And then the next step up is the board leadership series, which entails some higher level courses. I think they do a good job of just keeping up with current times and current information.
Every one of our board members has or is currently serving on another board, whether it might be the farm co-op board, maybe the school board, church councils, farm credit service board. There's a lot of experience in what they already know, and they've really bought into the idea of our co-op, and they want to see it succeed. So they're constantly being open to learning and expanding their role as needed.
One thing that we're really proud of here at Altana is professional development and training as a whole. We feel like we really need to invest in our employees so they can service our members better. We actually have a whole department geared just towards training and development that focuses on providing member service expectations, delivering our core values to our members and to our employees.
We lean heavily on the employees, obviously, but on good equipment and good technology. But to do that, it takes a tremendous amount of training. Obviously, the employees got to learn about the technology, but they also have to accept it and understand it and see how it makes their job easier and the job of serving the member. So we do a lot of training in-house as far as online training, that sort of thing.
CHS actually offers a lot of classes, and actually CHS, if you're a member of that, they have online classes for different areas. So I mean, there's those opportunities out there, which I usually require my staff to do some kind of training once a month off the CHS site.
Part of the new hire orientation training on day one is watching a cooperative principals video. The first thing that we do is get that customer word out of their mouth. We're not dealing with customers every day, we're actually working with the members. What does that mean to be a member? So that training piece is key so that we are developing a member service culture to our members so our employees feel confident in delivering that service.
We do try our best to give them a little co-op background. So we have held classes before explaining a co-op. Usually at the time they are hired, I give them a brief lesson on, okay, we are a co-op, this is what this means. You're part of the community, you need to make sure you're representing yourself well in the community as well as the company.
We do a lot of job shadowing. I have folks go out and follow our service truck and respond to outages or nuisance calls or power quality calls all day long. That cross-training is important for two reasons. Number one, it really shows them how the jobs fit together and how they really, the jobs not just fit together, but they rely on each other. But again, it shows the value of their job too.
One of the things we wanted to spend our fundraising dollars on were things to train the manager. So the manager has the opportunity to do training, board training, and other development training. We realize as members that job is very complex as a manager and they need resources also to meet our demands.
What I would recommend is if you're looking to go into a co-op where you're the manager, the CEO, I would recommend taking classes with a lot to do with commodities, because even though I just do fuel, I hear about grain, I hear about cattle, I hear about just a bunch of commodities that don't directly affect me, but they do affect me because they affect my customers.
It's kind of on the managers themselves to stay up with current times and make sure they're aware of different happenings across all utility sectors, not just co-ops or not just electric co-ops. I think it's important that they take some of that on themselves. So we utilize kind of an all of the above approach, whether it's newspaper, radio. We've done a lot lately in the last couple of years with television, just to get our brand out there. If you're a member of Yellowstone Valley, you're a member of a telephone co-op too, and you might be a member of a farm co-op, and it's just, it's so interrelated.
We work with the community. We've had different projects that we've jumped in on. Next week, the middle school here is doing a career day, so I'm signed up to go in and talk about co-ops.
A lot of safety programs, safety demonstrations that we do for grade schools, for high schools. We do a lot of job fairs.
We help FFA kids and school programs and everything we can get involved in the community, and it's really the community's own money helping to support community items. So that's something that usually if you can explain that to the younger generation, then they're really excited about jumping on board with the co-op. As far as community goes, I have commissioners, I have the mayor, I have pretty much in this community, everybody comes to our station.
I've had all of our delegation here at my office, just talking to them about current issues or what might be on the horizon, that sort of thing, or how a certain issue affects not just Yellowstone Valley, but all the electric co-ops in the state.
Obviously, in the work that we do, we have to interact with government frequently, including tribal government, because we are a major player on the Blackfeet Reservation. And so we meet with those folks regularly, we talk with them, We interact, we know each other, and again, in these rural communities, we all have to work together.
I think that a co-op in a community has a responsibility to make sure that the new generation embraces the co-op model and that understands the benefit of the co-op model. So in many respects, it's really important for our co-op employees and board of directors and general manager to reach out to the community, the members, the youth in the community, so that they understand the impact that cooperatives have to the economic development and well-being of the communities that they live in.